What is going on, everybody? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone, and this is your weekly gear news update. This is where we go through some of the news stories that have happened in the last week. We leave some links to them below, all that kind of stuff, so you can check them out. It'll all be time-stamped. Do me a favor, before we get going in the news, I'm putting together like a year-end kind of best of fake awards video. It's just gonna be fun. Do me a favor, there's a link to it in the description. It's a survey that you can take, and we basically took, the best random stuff like clip-on tuners and strings and stuff like that in that category. And then we've got pedals in a category, we've got amps in a category, we've got guitars in a category. So do me a favor and go down there and vote on that stuff. There'll be a link to it. It'll be killer. And then I think sometime, probably the last week of the year, we're going to put together, I'm going to leave the survey up for a couple more weeks, and then we're going to take as many results as we can and put this thing together. And it's shaping up to be a pretty fun video, actually, looking at the results so far. So please do that. All right, let's jump into this week's news. First, let's talk about the Snark Air, which is a rechargeable hidden clip-on tuner. You can see it here in the picture. First of all, just OCD here. Is this just me, or are the tuners crooked on this guitar in this picture? It seems like they would have. Anyway, so here it is. It's got an airplane on it. I think that's kind of funny. It's called the Snark Air. It's really, really tiny. Kind of like the D'Addario one, probably. The clip looks very similar, but what you can't see in this picture is there's a display going around the outside of it. So it's got, flat and sharp, and it's a one button on off, super simple. It turns around 360 degrees, so you can put it wherever you want on your peg head, depending on the kind of peg head you have. And it's rechargeable via USB, and it's only 30 bucks. So, and maybe it'll be more reliable and durable. I haven't had personally good success with Snarks in the past, so this would be an interesting one because it seems to be a pretty different design than their normal stuff. So apparently, Jim Dunlop went down and hung out with the folks. I guess it would be Randy Rhoads' sister, Kathy Rhoads, who has his Randy Rhoads pedal board. What do they call it? The chip pan. Anyway, so they're putting together, apparently, in 2023, an overdrive pedal that is going to be based on Randy Rhoads' sound, which is probably, is this the first one that we've seen? Maybe, I mean, I know there's been people try to get his sound, but to actually go physically look at the stuff, play through the old pedal board, and really put something together with Randy Rhoads' estate. Have you heard of one before? Let me know in the comments if you can think of another one before that's been kind of done on this level. Now, I know there's probably, and also anything really, that's based on Randy Rhoads' sound, but I think to this level, I haven't heard of this before. So this is going to be interesting, and sometime in 2023, we're going to see this pedal. I'm really interested in this new Jack White pedal. So he's calling it, what is the name of this thing? Oh yeah, the Double Down. And it's basically the MXR preamp, but two of them put into one pedal. And so it's got one input, and not only does it have two of them with two knobs, but it also has two outputs. So you can run two different amps with this thing. Be a really easy way. It's got true bypass and buffered inputs, and I think it's got a phase switch too. So you can be super, this would be, in my opinion, one of the easiest ways to get a 2 amp setup, which is really neat. I might actually get one of these because we've got 2 amps here, and it'd be kind of fun. And I like how you could boost 1 amp or the other, depending on the different amps. I think about that with these amps that I've got, because I've got a 50 watt amp, and I've got the Tone Master, which is 12 watts. You would do different things with those amps because they're just so different. It'd be super fun to play with this. I really like this idea. The MXR Double Down, and it is a partnership with MXR and with Third Man Pedals, which is Third Man Hardware, which is Jack White. So pretty cool. Roland is 50 years old this year, and to celebrate the 50th year of Roland, they are coming out with a special edition JC120 jazz chorus guitar amp. Now, pretty much if you are a guitar player at this point, you probably know what the JC120 is. In fact, it's one of those amps, when people say, I hate solid state, they're like, yeah, but the JC120, because it's pretty legendary. And of course, it's the Jazz Chorus, that's what it's called. And it's, well, there's been a lot of people that have used this amp for various things, and it's pretty cool. This one's going to be made out of cherry, because Japanese cherry blossoms. And there's only going to be like 50 of them, I think. And, oh, 350, I apologize, 350. They're going to be available next year, but you can go to Roland's website, and I don't know if you can call dibs on it, or if you can get on a list, or what. Chances are these are very quickly going to sell out. They're $2,000, but the people that really know. They like these amps. The Charvel Pro Mod Style 1 is a cool guitar. It's a kind of a double cut S style, but not really. It's like not a dinky, not a Strat. It's its own thing, but it's really cool. It's got Floyd, it's got Seymour Duncan 59 and JB pickups in it, I believe. It's got a coil split switch. When it's in normal mode, you put it in the middle, and it's got the 2 inside coils, I think, or maybe the 2 outside coils. Anyway, it's not a normal middle position, which is pretty cool. So this is now available in the Sin City Sparkle finish. You can see it here. It's just sparkly. So it's pretty cool. It's these are cool. They're $1,400, something like that. Got a Floyd, pretty full featured shred machine, if that is what you're into. And now it's Spark. I feel like this has been a long time coming. PRS has confirmed that they are going to do an SE version. So this is going to be the import version, and these are usually what, around $900 to $1,100, kind of depending on the artist deal, depending on the the guitar, somewhere right in there. But these things are, it's the David Grissom DGT, and I think this has been one that people have been asking for a long time. A lot of people say, I would love to get a DGT if I could afford, if there was a less expensive one. So I would imagine that when the DGT SE comes out, that they are going to sell like the proverbial pancake, because they are, it's a pretty cool guitar. I'm not sure whether your belief in aliens is connected with your like or dislike for Blink-182, but I really like Blink-182. But I go back to the OG Blink-182, so I dig this stuff. Tom DeLonge, after being with Gibson for a very long time, played like a 333 inspired sort of thing, has gone to Fender for some custom shop stuff. Now, this stuff's made in the custom shop. There's only a few of them, probably for his tour, but it's a Starcaster with a humbucker in it. One humbucker. Pretty similar to what he was doing with Gibson. So he's back with Fender. Now, we don't know if we're actually going to get a signature model, but I could see them doing a signature model of this guitar, because it's pretty cool. And I guess the question would be, if you had the choice, I know there's some Tom DeLonge fans in our audience and that watch this channel, because I've talked to them about this. They've talked about this particular guitar from the Gibson one. Given the choice, would you buy a Starcaster Tom DeLonge, or would you buy a Gibson Tom DeLonge, and why? Get in the comments and let me know, or a guitar like this. Even if it wasn't Tom DeLonge, if it was just a 335, would you go towards a Starcaster? The shape's a little different. It's a little it's bigger, it's weirder looking, but it's cool. Or would you go 335, which is super, traditional? Let me know in the comments, which way would you lean with this thing? Because the Starcaster is kind of I don't want to say it's a hidden gem, but it's definitely not as common in the conversation when we talk about these semi-hollow things. So let me know in the comments. It'd be an interesting conversation. Make sure you check out that survey, because that's really, really fun. I'm having fun looking at the results, and I've been thinking about what I'm going to do with the video to make it kind of fun too. So do me a favor and go check that out. We'd like to get as many results on there as possible, so that we can get, at least a good picture of what those of you that watch this channel or are new to this channel are into. So thanks for doing that. Do me a favor and check out the links below also for all the stuff that I could find today. If you use those links, it does help out the channel. I do appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to support Dylan Talks Tone directly, you can go to DylanTalksTone.com and buy pickups, because that's what we really do here. We have a live stream on Thursdays at 8 p.m., which is a Q&A thing, which is pretty cool, as well as we have a podcast, a live podcast on Tuesdays. We have a cool guitar video comes out every Monday, and of course news on Wednesdays. Thanks for hanging out and checking out Dylan Talks Tone, and we will see you in the next video.